welcome back. This is May 2019 soulmate reading for Sagittarian. If you're Sag rising, Sag and Venus, or Sag sun, then this is definitely for you. So let's get started. All right, so first of all, I want to say I'm a Sag. So April was a lot. And I'm saying that in a very content way because it was one of those, you had to just take it for what it is. And there was no way to make excuses or to avoid the feelings. Like, April was coming to terms with what you feel and allowing yourself to feel that way. And then taking full accountability for it and figuring out a way to move past it. Like, some of you probably decided to do counseling. Some of you probably decided to be honest with yourself. Some of you, your mindset probably just started been doing a complete flip. It was real. And some of you it must have affected you in your love life. It could have affected you in your life, period. It affected a lot of different people in different areas, especially depending on where your Sag is in your natal chart. All right, so let's get started. This is about love and connectivity and how we relate with others in May 2019. When I think of soulmates, sometimes I could think of soulmates on a deeper level than just a guy-girl or girl-guy or guy-guy, girl-girl, like that type of dynamic. Soulmates can also be best friends. Soulmates can also be parents, kids. It's that connection that you have with someone that really determines whether that is a soulmate connectivity. So sometimes these readings may be aligned with a person outside of love. Just saying it for some of you. But let's go ahead and get started. First thing I pulled, I asked my cards, what's going on with Sag for the month of May? I pulled the Three of Wands. Three of Wands is of a merchant that's looking at his ships leaving. He's in a frame of mind to accept things as is. He's not chasing after the ships. He's not trying to figure out a different decision. He is accepting things for what they are, and he is figuring out the next route. There's water beneath his feet, so emotions may be leading him as well as spirit. Definitely. Let me put this up here. The merchant is also, someone that can go out on conquest, someone that can go out for exploration, to look out. So this could definitely meaning looking towards new ventures, adventuring, going out, maybe looking into new love areas, different connections, figuring out what works for you. It's different each person. The next one I pulled is the Seven of Cups. What's going for you is that you have many options right now. This is a card of options. This is a card of saying you have your hands full. And by options, it doesn't necessarily mean that you have many love interests. Maybe you have a lot of different things you need to focus on. There's a lot of things that are filling your emotions. There is maybe your career is fulfilling you. Your love life is fulfilling you. The friendships are fulfilling you. Your children are fulfilling you. There is a lot fulfilling you here. And it speaks of fulfillment in different areas. However, it does bring warning with it. You want to stay away from greed. You want to stay away from being selfish, Sag. And sometimes you don't always know what you're getting yourself into. So some options may not be best for you. Some options may be best for you to stay away from. Realize how much you have before you start looking for more. Just look at what you have. See what you have, appreciate it. Look how you can improve on that. before you step aside and you want to venture out for more, look for more, you know, get more. That's a form of greed. Yeah. So watch out for that. I then asked, how is Sag feeling? I pulled the Three of Pentacles. Three of Pentacles states that you're feeling like working on something. You feel like working out, laying out a new plan. You feel like improving your love life, your connections with others. You want better relationships. You want better soul connections. You want to definitely improve the way that you've been putting yourself out there. You're creating a plan. You're coming up with ways. You're making steps forth in order to have the connections, the relationships with people, with partners. You're making those steps. You're putting in the work. It's right now into fruition. You have the numbers 3 coming up with, it's all about creation. It's the creation of, it's Trinity. It's forming, putting everything together, mind, body, spirit. It's a triangle. So you want to put all those elements all together and you want to create something great. You want to balance them out. But it's not really a card of balance, it's a card of creation. The next one I pulled was the moon. You're feeling like the moon. Feeling like the moon. What that means is that you're very in your feelings right now. Deep in them. You're deep within your feelings. You're trying to understand everything. You know, for some of you, the moon may mean that you have to deal with deceit. The moon may mean that you have to deal with those deep, deep-seated feelings. You have to deal with the stuff that's in the shadow and not in the light. A lot of times we go out into the world and we deal with the things we see. However, people don't really know what the things you deal with at home, or the things that you deal with in private, or the things you deal with in your mind. And it's all about having to deal with those things, and you're feeling like you need to deal with those parts of yourself. You may also be feeling that someone around you is wronging you. You may get a gut feeling that something doesn't feel quite right. For some of you, it looks a little bit different. The next I asked, what's going against you? I put the Wheel of Fortune. That's weird. Wheel of Fortune says that what's going against you is change. You may be a little hesitant to change, resistant to change. It seems as though there is some type of change nudging at you, especially when it comes within love. You want to recognize that there is change. That change wants to happen. And you have to acknowledge it and actually put forth the effort. You feel like putting forth the effort. You feel that you need to change something, but you may not be quite putting forth that effort. But also what might be going against you also is the fact that you so desperately want change, and you want to feel happy, or you want to feel in a different state of mind. And that may be going against you because maybe it's not that time to feel that way. Maybe you need to feel other emotions in order to understand the lessons that are at hand. These lessons can bring a lot of opportunity in the future if you allow it to teach you, groom you, and let you grow. And I asked for a clarifying card for what's going against you, and I pulled the Two of Wands. Once again, changing perspective, looking at the world at a different view, your mindset, your perspective, the way you see things. There's an avoidance of change, especially within a partnership, some type of dynamic. You have to be willing to change whatever it is and make the steps towards changing it. Create a layout, create a plan towards that change in order for it to be successful. And then finally, I asked for outcome. So what's in your outcome? Queen of Cups. And more feelings. More feelings. So definitely Jupiter retrograde in Sag is bringing about a lot of reflective energy, a lot of expansion internally, and dealing with the soul, dealing with the desires of the soul and what feels right for the soul and what you should do. A lot of feelings attached here. You're going to be dealing with a lot of emotions. The outcome is a lot of emotions in regards to relationships, loves, connections, dealing with people, communicating. There is going to be so much mirroring with your feelings and just looking at them and accepting what you feel as an identity and coming to ones with it instead of suppressing it or rejecting it or, you know, avoiding it. You're going to have to face your feelings face to face, and it's going to be there in the outcome. So regardless of how you choose to deal with facing your feelings, it's going to be almost inevitable to avoid it just spilling out, for you to just face them and deal with that. And then finally, for your final outcome position, I pull Judgment. Judgment has been coming out a lot. Judgment. It's a good thing, and it's really a neutral card. Like, there is no emotion behind Judgment. Judgment is what you are deserving of. So the final outcome in regards to made for connectivity, and Judgment is a major arcana. So this is going to be going out into the next months to come. Judgment is all about karma, getting back what you deserve. If you did others right, you're gonna be done right. And this is a time period where Judgment will decide for you, Saggies, how it's gonna all turn out. Judgment will judge you based on your character, your actions, how you've been maneuvering. Have you been taking the steps towards growth? Have you been doing what you were supposed to do? It's going to be judging all aspects of how you maneuver through love. And then for some, you will be rewarded. For some, you may not. Everyone, it looks a little bit different because we all choose to walk through life differently. It's just how we are. We are different people. But the message here is that Judgment is in control, and Judgment will decide. So that is your final outcome. Saggies, hearts out to you. More emotional reflection. This is a time period for a lot of you where you have to really face yourself, face the inside of you. It's very easy to paint on a face. It's very easy to play the part, to be overly optimistic, to suppress whatever it is that you feel. But remember that your feelings matter just as much as everyone else's. And just because someone makes it seem as though maybe what you're feeling isn't as important, it is. It is just as important as anyone else's feeling. No one has to validate the importance of your feelings. And this is a time period for you to really groom yourself, heal yourself, love yourself, be a little bit selfish and a little less selfless, because you are important, you matter, and that's my message for you. I usually don't stop for messages, but that message came out of me and I needed to tell you. But anyways, it's been great. I'm Juby Tarot. If you enjoyed this reading, please press subscribe, like, leave me positive feedback. You can follow me on Instagram at outrageouslyjj33. And thank you so much. I hope to see you next month in June. The year is going by. Wow. But anyways, I hope to see you next month. See you soon. Positivity and light.